Formula for evil from the ground up. I'll give myself 2 minutes, 1 second. Let's go. Okay, we need an objective framework for how to measure evil. Why do we need such a framework? Well, if we didn't have one, our definitions would be relative. I could define evil, but so could you. It'd be two sides of an argument with no definitive answer. Okay, given we need such a system, which one do we pick? The two most popular ethical theories are utilitarianism and deontology. Utilitarianism is easy to explain. Imagine a scale with happiness and pleasure on one side, pain and suffering on the other. Imagine all the viable actions you can take in a given situation. Choose the action that maximizes the proportion of happiness to pain in the world. If you're having trouble deciding that, just use common sense and imagine the consequences that your actions will have. Now deontology, just take the exact opposite of that. The consequences don't matter at all. You have to abide by a set of universalizable moral principles that create duties for you in the world. What does that mean? Well, consider an action. Could you take that action regardless of the circumstance or situation you're in at any given time? Great, you found a universalizable principle, and you should follow that to the T for the rest of your life. Kant is one of the biggest defenders of this system, and he has two categorical imperatives, which are the same thing as universalizable principles. The first, be able to rationalize your actions without contradiction. Second, treat humans as ends rather than means. That means don't manipulate other people for the sake of your own gain. Okay, let's round this out with a third system, virtue ethics. In the other systems, virtues were used as a means for something else. Here, virtues are intrinsically valuable. To be wise, to be courageous, to be intelligent are all intrinsically good. But what matters as much as having those virtues is knowing how to use them wisely, because misusing virtues can also lead to negative consequences. Okay, we have these three systems. How do we come up with the formula for evil? Just take the worst possible state in each one. Which action generates the worst consequences, has the worst intentions that violate the principles, and misuses virtues the most? We have arrived at the formula for evil. Bad news, laddie. Oh, hey, blanket guy. I finished the formula. That's great to hear, laddie, but they upped the ransom. God, this always happens when we get into ransoms. They no longer just want the formula for evil. They want you to use the formula to make the ultimate villain. I think I can do this, but if I want to make a villain, I'm gonna have to become a villain. You got this, laddie. You're going down, ransomers. I've been expecting you. I've been expecting you. I've been expecting you. You haven't even seen the full extent of my power. You haven't even seen the full extent of my power. You haven't even seen the full extent of my power. You haven't even seen the extent of my full power. You haven't even seen the extent of my full power. If it weren't for you pesky kids, I would have gotten away with it. You haven't even seen the extent of my full power. In the next video, we'll see if our formula can create the ultimate villain in 3 minutes and 2 seconds. Make sure you hit that. Laddie, there's one more term in the ransom. What is it this time? You have to subscribe for more dev and design related content soon. Sounds like a decent idea.